These are randomly generated NHL players, and I will be selecting 20 of them to build my team. For today's challenge, Stanley Cup winners get priority. So if there is one on the screen, I have to take them. If there's two, I can choose between them. And if all three of them haven't won a Stanley Cup, then I can pick anybody. After I have 20 members for this team, we will head over to NHL 26, create the squad, put the lines together, and simulate through franchise mode with the hopes of winning a Stanley Cup. I saw this comment and thought this could be really interesting and make for some scenarios that we might not be very happy about. Like, for example, let's say we get Obey Kubel, Matthews, and Kaprizov as our three players. We got to go with Nicholas. Let's hope I don't butcher this, but let's get after it. None of these players have won a Stanley Cup, and we're going to start off. I really actually want to take Marcus Foligno, but I know I'm going to get roasted and toasted for that, so we'll go with Fiala. Fine, have it your way. Next up, we got Barkov. We already know that he's won a Stanley Cup, so I mean, yeah, we're going with him even if we had the choice. Well, I mean, technically, I guess we do get a choice because Patrick Kane has won a Stanley Cup as well. But yeah, we're going Sasha. Next three players, please and thank you. Oh, interesting. Another set of players with no Stanley Cup. So we are going to go with Kyle Connor. This team is looking absolutely disgusting. Here we go. Oh, no. All right, wow, we are getting a lot here. Well, considering we already have Kyle Connor, I think we go with Norris. Next set, please and thank you. Sharon Govich, Troy Terry, and Maximus Domi. We're not getting any cup winners right now. You know what? I don't even care. This is going to hurt some feelings. I'm going for Max Domi. We need some depth players, all right? I don't make the rules. Ooh. Well then, for this round, we have to go with Anton Lundell, which honestly, I'm not really upset about. We couldn't really miss here. Next up, we have Evan Rodriguez. Oh boy. We have a lot of centers on this team, but Evan Rodriguez is the guy we gotta go with. Let me see the next set of three. Oh yeah, I mean, we don't have a choice anyway, but it's Ovi. Come on, that's my boy. I always say this, I feel like, but there's no way that this team doesn't go over the salary cap, right? Like, it's impossible. Honestly, gonna upset some people here again, but we need depth players right now because I feel like our first and second line are gonna be insane, so I'm taking Jackson Blake. We are flying through forwards here. Oh, Corey Perry has won a cup. He made it to, is it 4 or 5 straight Stanley Cup finals? Without one at the moment. However, he did win with the Ducks way back in the day, so he is a cup champion, and as a result, we have to take him, which again, we need depth players right now. Fourth liner probably, which will be nice. I should probably count how many forwards we've gone through here because I don't know what we're at. I'm just looking at our players here. Yeah, you know what? I guess we'll take Jason Robertson. He could be the Man, we got Kyle Connor. We've got Ovi. We also have a lot of centermen, though. I actually don't know what to do right now. I don't want to overstack the team because they never end up really doing well. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like the team's not already nasty because it is. I'm going Fantilli. You heard me. Good thing I counted. This is our last forward. Oh, we got saved by the bell. If you have seen these videos before, then you already know. But if you haven't, I'll explain it real quick. If we had to take Lundell here, then we already have him. So it would have been a 75 AHL player. However, Sorelli came through at the last moment to save the day. And he's going to be like a good 87 overall, 88 maybe. I would say the top 6 on this team is going to be unreal. But honestly, our third line is going to be maybe too good. You know what, actually, though? Maybe it operates differently in NHL 26. Maybe they updated the simulation engine and this team's going to dominate. We're going to find out. We do still have to draft defensemen as well as goaltenders. So this could get interesting. I think the play is to go for Caden Gooley here. Let's move on and get a second set of defensemen. Our hand is not forced, but I kind of wish that it was. I don't actually know who I want to go with here. I'm leaning towards CC just because Suter is definitely getting, shall I say, close to retirement. I don't think CC is a spring chicken either, but I don't know. The Oilers locker room love this guy apparently, so maybe he'll be a glue guy. We are off to an absolute howler here for our defense. I'm leaning towards Moser. Yeah, I'm going to commit to that. Let's go for JJ. Very interesting defensive core so far. Well, the year that the Golden Knights won the cup, Haig actually was not on the playoff roster because he was injured, so technically he hasn't won a cup. Mike Wazowski off to the right, I don't think so. Pretty sure no. Great English, man. I will be selecting Brett Pesci for our squadron. Penultimate defender. Can we get a first pairing guy? No, not really. OEL definitely used to be that guy. I still think he's the one what do we look like so far? Yeah. Oliver Ekman-Larsson is the newest member to our team. And last but not least, we need a good defender man here. We got finessed. Ian Cole is a two-timer with the Pity Pens back when they were the Capitals' kryptonite. And as a result, we got to go with him. So welcome to the team, lad. The offense for this team, real good. The defense, questionable. Goaltending, what a role this is. I mean, Joey Decord is 87 overall, so that would be sick and all. However, we get Vitek Vanacek, Capitals legend, who won with the Florida Panthers. We need a starting goaltender here. Otherwise, we are absolutely in one. Vedetov plays for Columbus now? I'm way behind. We lucked out here pretty big time. I get to choose between the three, and obviously, I'm going with you see what I see. Saros to backstop our team. You know what? There's a slight chance that we're cap compliant. We're gonna find out, that is for sure. Let's head over to National Hockey League 26 and assemble this team. Hopefully, we're gonna have a good one. We have officially landed on NHL 26 with the team created, and your Halifax Hounds are 89 overall in Division 3. We were about 3.2 million over the cap, so not that bad. Other teams have done way worse. You know what, Jabroni? I'm going to be a nice guy today. You're still not editing my lines. I'm just not going to be so rude about it. Garrett Falk, my lad. I want you to lead this team to victory, but I'm going to leave it up to you. Okay, this is just straight up not fair. Are you kidding me right now? We got a +5 on our second line. Ovi, Lundell, and Fantilli. I was going to say, he's probably a second line forward. Same with him. He would be the only one that would want to be on the third line. And Corey Perry, only possible player for the fourth line. Okay, so at least we got one. I am, however, concerned because it's a -3. So I don't know if we can... Yeah, and then maybe if we talk to Perry, it'll go up to a 0. This is probably the best offense we've ever assembled using my website, but our defense is a little questionable. Let's check it out. There are a lot of players that, when I was adding to our team, were a different overall than I was expecting entirely, so I got to get used to the NHL 26 ratings. We do got a couple of 86s. Our second pair is respectable, and a couple 82s on the fourth. Yeah, I got a fourth defensive pair. On the third is not too shabby either, but we don't have like that 90 overall player. But actually, it does look better than I thought. And then tending the goal, we got UC Saros at 88 overall, backed up by Vitek Vanacek. I can genuinely see Ovechkin having the most points, but I'm going to go with Barkov. No, I'm going Kyle Connor with 108. I'm going to say this team gets 50 wins. Going to start some chemistry conversations here. Hopefully boost up that first line. A lot of successful conversations. Let's get the simulation underway. They have not fixed the waiver notifications. That is brutal. All right, starting out the season 0-4. No, I was going to say 0-3, but we actually improved on that. Well, you know, didn't improve, but... Finally, we're winning some hockey games here. 0-5 start for the boys. Bouncing back, thankfully. The Oilers are 8-0-1, and they make us 3-6-0. Nice. I'm not upset about a bad start, because normally, when you have a bad start, the team kicks it into high gear all of a sudden, and you start going crazy. So I hope that happens here as well. There are, however, times where the team is just stinky, and that's no fun for anybody. I'm hoping this isn't one of those cases, but it could be. Maybe we just reek. Well, after the first 2 months, we are 6th in the division with a record of 12, 15, and 2. Not looking good. This is the exact thing that I was afraid of. Our team is almost too good, and the game doesn't like that for some reason. Central Scout, don't talk to me, sir. We keep kind of getting my hopes up by winning a couple games, and then we just go and poop our pants again. So that's awesome. Halifax Hounds not having a great time early here. Well, actually, it's not even really early anymore, but there's a chance that we benefit from a really bad division because... it's not looking strong at the moment. All right, we're kind of on a roll here. What is that? 6 games in a row? 7, I think now. Utah Mammoth, another win. 2nd in the division. The Oilers absolutely running away with it, but that's not surprising. Well, this went from a team that looked like we were destined to not make the playoffs to the exact opposite after that stretch of W's. Now 4 months in, we are 2nd in the division with 56 games played. We have, wow, that's insane. We have 8 less points than the Oilers. and they have 5 games at hand. Finally, CC. So much for being a locker room guy. Kyle Connor, for some reason, is being a little rat and not buying in. So, yeah, he's the last piece to the puzzle, and he has one more chance to buy in. Otherwise, it's just not happening. I don't think we're going to catch the Oilers. Like, we'd have to go on another rip and hope that they go on a skid, which I guess is possible, but not likely. 40 wins at the trade deadline. Things are looking mighty fine now for this team that had a rough start, to say the absolute least. And now watch, just because EA simulation, we're going to go on a post-trade deadline collapse for the ages and miss out on the playoffs. Wouldn't that just be the way? Edmonton already clinched a playoff spot. They most likely have the division as well. I don't think we're catching them. Whoa, did we move to third? What's up with that? Who passed us? Tampa Bay Lightning passed us, so this is a huge game, and we beat them in regulation. You love to see it. No, there's no way we catch the Oilers. It's not happening. Last chance, bucko. It's now or never. What a weasel. We have 3 games left. I did make it an 84 game season. I don't think the season coming up is going to be 84, but I believe the one after that is. Lost to the Broad Street Bullies. Can we get to 51 or not? The Utah Mammoth are going to take us down, and our first round opponent will be the Tampa Bay Lightning. Interesting. They did end up getting the better of us, 106 and then 108. So this is going to be a close matchup. Hopefully Cirelli can give us some intel, but we got the Edmonton Oilers with the President's Trophy. The Buffalo Sabres finished second in the league. Okay. And we finished 4th in the league, 3rd in our division. So remember what I said, we had a weak division? Yeah, that didn't really pan out. Now did it? Aged like milk. The only team that got somewhat finessed is the Smashville Predators, but not really, because LA also had 90. Nobody on this team had 100 points. Barkov with 96, Kyle Connor 95, he had 41 tucks. Ovi on the second line, 85 points and 46 goals. What a beauty. 40 points from Pesci, plus 23. Gouli, plus 21, 39. That's good stuff right there. Not the best numbers, but not bad either. He had 1 shutout all season, 907 save percentage. Vitek Vanacek, he was close to 900, like as close as you could possibly be, actually. Oh, Saros led the league with 42 wins through a nice amount of games played. Okay, lad, let's go. Let's play a game. We're seeing some new faces this year. Charmak, 82 points in 84 games. Not a single point a game defenseman. They got to fix that. There just wasn't a lot of points in general. Didn't mean to do that. Braden Point, 108. Kucherov, 107. McDusty, 106. Why does this guy simulate so good? Kadri with 60 goals this year. I have to pick him up in every draft. Unfortunately, we could not get a 0 on the 4th line, but I don't know. We have roll 3 lines, so they're probably not getting out there a whole lot anyway. We got a +2 and then a +5. Defensively, we look a lot better. 1-1-0, which I guess it wasn't horrible before. Wasn't it just 0-0-3, which, yeah, that's a big improvement. The Cirelli-less, Moser-less Tampa Bay Lightning have Jake and Bake, Point, and Kucherov on the first line. Oh, they have the Art Ross winner. Nice shot, Paul. Will be playing with Hagel and Bjorkstrand. I guess he's normally on the 3rd line, and Cirelli's here. Gord being the 3rd line centerman between Holmberg and Zemgus. Victor Hedman and Ryan McDonough, the top pair. Chernak playing with Lilleberg. And Radish and Crozier. Crozier. Take your pick. They do have this guy, which is certainly cause for concern. We are in one. Straight to game 7. I don't make the rules. Let's see if we can take down the Tampa Bay Lightning. It's going to be a tough one, that's for sure. We definitely did not get an easy first round opponent. 2 more points than us in the regular season. Oh, it's not looking good at all. Wow. We got dusted. Wow, Tampa Bay loses 2 players and they end up in the Stanley Cup final against the Toronto Maple Leafs, who lost Domi. I think that's it. The Toronto Maple Leafs have Nyes, Matthews, and Nylander. That is a really good first line. Roy playing with Tavares and Michelli. Good stuff. Their depth looks all right. Defensively, they got Maury and Tanev on the first pair. Carlo, McCabe. That is a real nice top 4. Benoit and Myers as the bottom 2. Can get the job done. And they got a couple of 85s here with Wall and Stolarz. I'm assuming Wall has been the starter. Yes. 935, brother. We shall advance one day at a time until we are awarded a Stanley Cup champion. Let's see if it's going to be Toronto or Tampa Bay. Either way, it's going to be an Atlantic team, which is the whole thing with the randomized divisions. Exchanging W's right now. Can Toronto keep up the pattern? No. Tampa Bay breaks it. Apparently, they just had to get rid of Braden Point and Moser. That is wild. Oh yeah, we stunk. 4 points for Ovi. He had 3 tucks, to be fair. Kyle Connor had 3 goals, 4 points for Barkov, not enough. For the most part, our defensemen were nowhere to be found. I'll give OEL his flowers. And once again, this guy, he plays good when I don't have him on my team, but as soon as he joins the squadron that I'm assembling, he stinks. Insane numbers. 928 for Andrei Vasilevsky, 3 shutouts. Wall had a 920. Darcy Kemper had his guy, 920. And still had only 19 games played. I think they were in the conference final. Mackenzie Blackwood got absolutely carried. 886 save percentage, and they were in the other conference final. Ooh, Dewey, point a game in the playoffs. Good for him. He also had his guy. Victor Hedman had 19 through 23. Cale Makar was kind of on point a game pace, just barely dragging. Not quite my tempo. Vasilevsky has to win the Conn Smythe. Are you joking? He's not going to, because this game, well, actually, we don't know. NHL 26 might be different, but 25 refused to give goaltenders the Conn Smythe. Definitely some standout players for the LA Kings. 20 points in 19 games for Kopitar. Their studs were doing their job, but I guess they just couldn't do enough. Art Hart combo intact to Braden Point. Devin Taves gets the I guess he must have been up there for points. I didn't see him. Another trophy for Pointer gets the Lady Bing. Demidov wins the Calder every single simulation. Bjorkstrand gets the Conn Smythe. What are we doing here? The man who got lit up in the playoffs gets the Vezina. Luukkonen gets the Jennings, shared with Lyon. Mikey Anderson awarded the Bill Masterton. Jack Adams goes to Lambert. Kopitar gets the Frank J. Selke. Matthews with the Ted Lindsay. And as we saw, Nas gets the Rocket Richard. He loves this simulation engine. I just wonder, like, what could they have changed that makes him specifically so lethal? Here is your playoff tree. Some people consider this kind of a consolation prize. We lost to the Stanley Cup final. I hate looking at it that way, because to me, it's if we beat them, we could have won the cup. If you have draft ideas for either my website or in the game itself, be sure to let me know down below. And thank you for watching. If you could subscribe, like, while you're leaving a comment, that would be greatly appreciated. I hope you're enjoying the NHL 26 content. I hope you're enjoying the game. Let me know if you tried this draft and how your team turned out. I'm so happy that we've already won a cup, because we don't have the same pressure we did last year, that's for sure.